Hello, everyone. Today is February 13, and this is our last meeting. We will go through habit number 7, sharpen the saw, and I really hope we will finish it. I'm sure we will finish it. First, let me say a couple of announcements. I want to thank you very much to all who donated. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Richard. So far, we collected $55, and I don't want to wait till the uh, year will finish. We finish these 7 habits, this meetup. I will donate. Then, if I will start a different meetup, whatever we will gather, I will donate again. So, my question: where would you like to donate?
I thought that the money was to help defray the expense of you being on Meetup.
Thank you, Stephen. Actually, I need it, but because I promised that we will, it's for charity. So I will keep my word. So I actually expected for charity will be a little bit more, but it's okay. Whoever help, it's just wonderful. Good. So let's donate it, and when we will start the next meetup, I will announce what I will decide. So far, we can make the world better, and let's feel good from it. So, what would be your suggestion? And after we will decide where we will donate, I will donate and I will put receipt on the website, maybe in discussion, or I will find how to put or where the pictures. So, and I will put receipt that I donated those money. So, where would you like that I would donate?
I can't say that I know many charities or have dealt with many. The only one that I've donated to is that's worth doing is a major charity is the Red Cross.
Yeah,
So that would be my choice.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree. Right now, what is going on in before and still it's Ukraine war, and right now it's Turkey and Syria earthquake. Horrible things are going. The rescue is still going, and they are find live people. And what is good that they are going into the most places which need help. So what do you think? I actually, I think it's a great idea with the purpose that to help Turkey and Syria with the earthquake. But it's very difficult to put it directly on the internet. You know that there is so many scammers over there. So I think Red Cross will take where it needed the most. Stephen, what is your opinion?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, then let's don't argue, not like don't continue to discuss, because I think it's a wonderful thing, and any place is a wonderful thing. But let's feel good that we help those people who are right now without anything and in the middle of winter. Yeah, so I will donate to Red Cross, and I will put a receipt on our message board of this meetup, and that people would see it, or actually maybe on WhatsApp. Okay, guys, let's start. Thank you again. So, how I said, this is our last meeting. And what I want to say that, guys, I put aside a lot of material. And you know, Stephen and Richard, you know that. So if you really want to dig, listen again, read the book. Otherwise, if I would put everything what I left out, we would have around 45 meetings. 45, 15 meetings. There is no such a commitment people can do. So we won't go again through this because we thoroughly covered it on the last meeting with habit number 6. If you would like, maybe you would like to say like one sentence about habit 1, habit 2, habit 3. Who would like to summarize? That would be fun. Well, let's do it together. Go ahead, Stephen. Richard.
Habit 1 says you're the programmer. Habit 2 says write the program. Habit 3,
I'll look here.
Habit 3, put first things first.
Yes, prioritize. Yeah.
So I know that I know Dr. Covey said that, you know, habit 1 is realize that you are the programmer, you are in charge, and 2 is you write the program, and 3 is that you put first things first.
Right. Perfect. Richard, would you like to continue?
Being proactive. I remember that it has to do with proactivity gap is my favorite part.
Habit number 1, yeah.
Number 2, begin with the end in mind. About was it this 4 quadrants that was in habit 3, right?
Yes, habit 3 quadrants. You're right.
Begin with the end in mind. That if we don't design our
perfect
our future, then someone else will design it for us.
Exactly.
Or it will be designed for us. And then habit 3 is the one that I remember is the 4 quadrants, and
yes.
to be in quadrant 2, and where we're most effective.
Mm-hmm. Who will continue? Habit 4.
Well, 4, win-win.
Yes.
We had a good discussion about that, and win-lose, and
yeah.
how to be effective at or attempt to get win-win. We can't get it all the time. And the different scenarios where we can use that, whether it be with family or close ones or business related. Still working on that one.
Right.
Habit 5, seek to understand first. My top habit, the most important one to me, is to listen to understand and not to respond. And then the synergy, habit 6, is finding a solution that is above in a problem. You may have 2 different solutions, and finding the synergy, which is the 3rd solution that is above all else, all the others.
Very accurate, beautiful. Stephen, do you want to add something?
No.
Okay, wonderful. And thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed your comments. And about habit, you see habit number 7 encompasses all habits. So let's figure out what is that about. This is our outline, what we need to go through. So principles of balanced self-renewal, 4 dimensions of renewal: physical, spiritual, mental, and social emotional dimension, scripting others, balance and synergy in renewal, the upward spiral, and application suggestions. Okay. I like this story. I want to share with you. We were talking with one girl, and she said, "Oh, I love Mr. Covey's Seven Habits," and I think, "What is about like Seven Habits? Habit number 7?" And she said, "What? I don't remember. I only remember a man was sowing the tree." And let's be a little bit more proactive and remember the message behind of this. So to make this story short, Mr. Covey said, "No, suppose you will come up with someone in the woods working feverishly to saw down a tree. What are you doing, you ask? Can't you see?" Comes the impatient reply, "I'm sawing this tree." "You look exhausted," you exclaim. "How long have you been doing it?" "Over 5 hours," he returns, "and I'm bad. This is a hard work." Well, why don't you take a break for a few minutes and sharpen the saw, you inquire. I'm sure it wouldn't be go a lot faster. I don't have time to sharpen the saw, the man says emphatically. I'm too busy sewing. And probably you understand, not probably, I'm sure that you understand that how this man is actually should listen that advice. So habit number 7 is preserving and enhancing the greatest asset you have. And let me ask you a question. What is the greatest asset you have?
Yourself.
Exactly. And I'm sure Richard knew as well. Yes, exactly. You. So it's renewing the 4 dimensions, like sharpening the saw in all dimensions what we have. This is our nature: physical, spiritual, mental, and social, emotional. And this habit, Mr. Covey said, makes all the other possible. So he actually thinks that this habit is the most important. Habit number five is the most difficult. And of course, all habits are important, but this is extremely important. And he's saying that we need to do it regularly and consistently, and in a wise and balanced ways. And this is quadrants. Definitely, it's in quadrant 2. And this is interesting. Just look at it. Quadrant 2 must be acted on. And you remember why? Why? Who will say why it should be acted on? Because it's not urgent. And we always postponing it, right? But when we postpone, it's slowly moving where? To quadrant 1. And then quadrant 1 acts on us. So it needs to remember about it. So, and Mr. Covey is saying that everything what we are doing, renewing, it's all we are doing for ourselves. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is the single most powerful investment we can ever make in life. Investment in ourselves, in the only instrument we have with which to deal with life and to contribute. Does it sound to you selfish? And what's the difference between selfishness and this quote?
Well, by investing in yourself, you make yourself better able to serve others.
Bingo. Richard, do you want to add anything?
I forgot who said it, but I remember if you want to change the world, change
Covey.
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, he said that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's move. I especially leave this circle at the right corner, upper corner that you would see. Right now, we will start with physical dimension. It's a joke. The physical dimension involves caring effectively for our physical body, right? So what is that? Eating the right kind of foods, getting sufficient rest and relaxation, and exercising on a regular basis. Of course, guys, it's a joke. It's exactly what we don't need to do. And we talk already quadrants, so most of us think that we don't have enough time to exercise. Is anybody can raise their hands? Who think that? Most of us think we don't have time to exercise. What a distorted paradigm. We don't have time not to. Let me repeat. What a distorted paradigm, Mr. Covey said. We don't have time not to. So we are talking about 3 to 6 hours a week, or a minimum of 30 minutes a day, every other day. And we don't need to have a special equipment to do that. We don't need to go to the gym. We can go for a walk, we can play some sport, tennis, racquetball, anything. Actually, Mr. Covey is saying that playing some sports is an added opportunity. But okay, let's do at least that opportunity. However, some people are waiting years because they think, okay, very soon I will play, for example, racquetball with my friends, and then I will be fit. And years is coming, and it's never happened. So don't do that. Don't do I will. Just start tomorrow. Tomorrow, 30 minutes a day, any activity what you can. So Mr. Covey suggests, I like it. He's suggesting that in physical our dimension, we need to do endurance, flexibility, and strength. So endurance comes, let's look a little bit deeper, comes from aerobic exercise, from cardiovascular efficiency. So he's saying that our heart, while it's a muscle, it cannot be trained directly, but it can be trained through all kind of what we will see right now, exercises like aerobic. Then it can be rapid walking, running. So guys, listen, rapid walking. It's not slow walking. Slow walking is going for your joy. And while it's really good, it's better than nothing. Still, if you want to do cardiovascular exercise, rapid walking, running, biking, swimming, jogging. So they need to pump your blood through your body. Oh, this is fantastic. So you are considered minimally fit if you can increase your heart rate to at least 100 beats per minute and keep it at that level for 30 minutes. So if you're keeping your heartbeat minimally 100 beats per 2 minutes, it's actually, it's nothing. So for 30 minutes. And let's continue. Ideally, you should try to raise your heart rate to at least 60% of your maximum pulse rate. So what is your pulse rate? And we will see. Your maximum heart rate is generally accepted to be 220 less your age. So this is an example. Let's check who would like to be a volunteer. It's not necessary that you would say your age. Let's calculate, or for example, 220 minus 40, it's just example, equal 180, and we need to multiply it by 6.6. It will be 108, right? And the training effect is generally considered to be between 72 or 87% of your maximum rate. So this is 0.6. It's actually ideal. And this is training effect. It means it will increase even. How to see how much you increase? Just check what is your heart rate while you're quiet. For example, before exercise. And then calculate that and do it. Stephen, did you try to do that? You don't need to mute yourself. It's just few of us. Richard, Stephen, did you try to do that?
I got 96.
I haven't tried. Let me do that.
So then let's go then for training effect.
It's 72%.
For 96, keep 100 beat, just 100 beat per minute. How much will be for 72 to 87? For example, multiply by 0.8 instead of 0.6. How much it will be?
My max 96 times 87%
Yes.
is about 83.
No, it should be more. For example, if you were 96, multiply by 0.87, it would be higher. For you, it was getting lower.
Yeah, multiplying by a fraction makes the number smaller, but if we divide by the fraction, then it would go higher.
To me, this is a bigger fraction. Let's go for mine. Так, I'm 50. Take 220 minus 50 multiply by 0.6. 102. This will be my ideal pulse rate. 102. Take 220 minus 50 multiply by 0.87.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
147. So we cannot, it's, 147. So 147, it's pretty high. 0.9, it's like 149, 148. It's a big difference. So yes, I don't need to go higher than 148. No, will be 150, okay, but not higher than 150. And we all have right now watches, so convenient. I have a watch when I walk and or run, and I see all the time my heart rate. I would strongly suggest to have it. Actually, if you don't have on Amazon, you can buy it for $20. It's nice to keep your heart rate and see while you're exercising, to keep in a healthy range. So I found it's very helpful. So flexibility, do you remember it will be the second term, comes through stretchings. No, of course, you know that you need to warm up and cooling down. It's that you wouldn't have muscle cramp and wouldn't have sore and stiff. Mm. Also, push-ups and working with weights help with that. About the strengths, Mr. Covey actually is saying that it's depend on your situation. So if you are involved in physical labor, it's always helpful. But how much you need, it will be up to you. Later, if we will have time, Richard, you will read the story. I want to finish. Or you would like to read the story?
I can read it quickly.
Yes, because it's right now. We have a beautiful story. I would like to listen it again.
One time, Mr. Covey was in a gym with a friend of mine who has a PhD in exercise physiology. He was focusing on building strength. He asked Mr. Covey to spot him while he did some bench presses and told me at a certain point he'd ask him to take the weight. But don't take it until I tell you, he said firmly. So Mr. Covey watched and waited and prepared to take the weight. The weight went up and down and up and down, and he could see it begin to get harder, but he kept going. He would start to push it up, and I'd think, there's no way he's going to make it, but he'd make it. Then he'd slowly bring it back down and start back up again, up and down, up and down. Finally, as Mr. Covey looked at his face, straining with the effort, his blood vessels especially practically jumping out of his skin, he thought, this is going to fall and collapse his chest. Maybe I should take the weight. Maybe he's lost control and he doesn't even know what he's doing. But he'd get it safely down. Then he'd start back up again. I couldn't believe it. When he finally told me to take the weight, Mr. Covey said, why did you wait so long? Almost all the benefit of the exercise comes at the very end, Stefan. He replied, I'm trying to build strength, and that doesn't happen until the muscle fiber ruptures and the nerve fiber registers the pain. Then nature overcompensates, and within 48 hours, the fiber is made stronger. Mr. Covey could see his point. It's the same principle that works with emotional muscles as well, such as patience. When you exercise your patience beyond your past limits, the emotional fiber is broken. Nature overcompensates, and next time the fiber is stronger.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for reading that. So this is exactly, he even finished about our emotions. They also need to be just simply exercised. Our habits simply need to exercise. Everything is a muscle. Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. And Mr. Covey said that we need to be wise, of course, in developing exercise programs. We need to know our ability. We need to know our strengths, our physical condition. We cannot jump right away into some difficult exercises and think, oh, I will be fine. So let's be wise and even consult a doctor if you have some issues. And he said that at the beginning, if we will start to exercise, our body will don't want to do that. Undoubtedly will protest this change. We won't like it at first, but slowly we can do. For example, if you start to run and it's raining in the morning, and do it anyway. Don't think that oh, rain, no, I won't do it. No, think, oh, good, it's raining. I get to develop my willpower as well as my body. So we finish physical dimension. Do you want to add anything? Do you want to share what is the kind of activity you do for your physical dimension?
I walk every morning. I can't really get it's a stroll because I can't get the I just don't have the strength to do it. You know, I just can't get it up to a speed like that. My muscles just don't carry me like that.
How
I'm
long
trying
are you walking?
30 minutes.
Yes,
I'll go
30
for a walk.
minutes. It's good. Start to increase. Tomorrow 35. For the week 35. Next week 40 minutes. I just tell you that we need to walk 2-3 hours in order to catch up any vigorous exercises. So because it's a very soft exercise, it's good. It's king of the or queen of all exercises because we are training and exercising our body in harmonious way while we are walking. However, start vigorous jogging, walking like faster. This is also can be a solution. Just try to do that. Richard, what about you?
Well, I walk as well sometimes, but I also go to the gym maybe twice a week.
Okay.
I don't do it for strength purposes. I do it to maintain the little bit of muscle that I do have, so I don't lose that. But
Right.
yeah, I do go to the gym twice a week.
Yeah, okay, nice. And yes, I have not good news. Probably you know that, but during the age, we are losing muscles. And it takes us time to understand it. While we are young, we are getting muscles like from doing nothing. And now we are losing them. Oh my God. So we need to exercise not like more vigorous, but more longer, more in order to at least keep what we have and do not lose it. Okay, thank you for sharing. Yes, and about me, I'm working religiously every morning 1 hour, and I'm working on the beach. Sometimes it's very hard. You can sand sometimes it's really soft, and you're deep in yourself. And I do Tai Chi, I do Qigong, and recently I started to do ecstatic dance. Oh my God, I absolutely like it. It's beautiful. So ecstatic dance, it's when you are dancing with your natural movement with music. So, okay, let's go to spiritual dimension. This is on the bottom. A question. How spiritual dimension is important to you? Is it up to you or it's important? So basically, is it true that the importance of your spiritual development is up to you?
Well, you have to work on it all the time.
Right, but is it true that the importance of your spiritual development is up to you? It means some people think it's important, and the other can think, I don't care about my spiritual development. I will progress physically, mentally, socially. I don't care. So, what do you think? How important is spiritual development to a person?
Well, some people, people can. It's about having a purpose. You could put it that. I mean, no, not all people believe in a higher power.
Higher power usually you are on very right track. However, spiritual development, it's not necessarily contain a deity. It's your own spiritual dimension, your own spiritual development. It's not about believing in God. Believing in God, it can be religious. Some people, for example, Chinese, they don't believe in God. They believe in nature. There is so many atheists, and they all spiritual. You probably have seen that I am not religious, I'm spiritual. So guys, Richard, do you want to add anything?
Well, we've got this one thing in our lives, all of us, that we have no idea, and none of us will really ever have any idea what happens to us after death. Some may say that they know, but we really don't, for sure. And so it's the burning question in many people's minds, and how that plays out in your life depends on what you choose to believe. And we all want to believe something related to that big question. And so we don't want to believe that we came here for nothing and just lived out our pleasure and then we're gone. At least I don't. And so this part of believing in something and what our purpose is and what our destiny is, then that would require some sort of spiritual thinking. And so what we end up believing really depends on our background. Sometimes it really just depends on how our mind works. Some people prefer to believe one thing and others completely different. And then and also family is also a big factor in what we eventually believe.
Okay, thank you. I just, we will right now in a minute, we'll see what Mr. Covey thinks about the spiritual development. And actually, from my perspective as well, it's not about believing. It's about your spirit. It's not about deity. It's not about believing in God. It's not about what will happen to us when we will die. Everybody has spirit. And Mr. Covey talking about us. He doesn't talk about God, Allah or Krishna, Buddha. So let's see what he's thinking. He's telling that renewing the spiritual dimension provides leadership to your life. He doesn't talk about death or believing in God. The spiritual dimension is your core, your center, your commitment to your value system. It's very private area of life and supremely important one. This is your spiritual dimension. This is your spiritual development. Forget about all that. If you want, of course, believe and think about your afterlife. But for right now, it's absolutely not what we are talking about. And for example, some can do meditation, prayer, spiritual books. Like I looked, I read a lot of these books. Look just quickly if you recognize what book you read. I read Alchemist, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. I know Bhagavad Gita, Louisa Hay. I read what again, Eckhart Tolle. Again, Osho. I read Osho. Of course, what Osho. I read, of course, Dalai Lama. I started the Course in Miracle, but couldn't. Stillness Speaks, it's also should be Eckhart Tolle. Oh, 7. No, that's I didn't read. So this is our spiritual dimension. What that's about to join some spiritual community, again, not religious. But if you would like, go religious, nothing wrong with religion, if it's helping you. You see, if it's helping to you, go. But if it make you misery and not happy, don't stop and think, why is that? And for example, so we said about this and the spiritual community. Let's look for this spiritual community. We won't watch the whole movie, but this is very, very, very touchy. I had tears in my eyes when I watched it. So this is this man, 65 years old. His name is Sadhguru, and maybe you've heard. He has 11 million subscribers, and he is. Going around the world and sharing what he believes. He's sharing about where we come from. He's sharing how to live happily. He's sharing how to solve our problems. Just watch for a minute. And right now, what he's doing, he's actually making a campaign, Save Soul.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
Does it have sound? Lena?
Guys, no sound?
No sound.
Oh my God, why you didn't tell me?
Richard did.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Oh, you need to raise the hand because I I just seen the chat. Oh my God. No sound. No. So he was saying beautiful. No, you've seen subtitles, right? Did you see subtitles?
I just saw where you went.
I cannot
Yeah,
understand
I know he's
why.
in, I know he went from London, he's in Berlin now. That's, he was in Amsterdam. That's all I saw.
No, you understand what does he do?
Well, it looks like it's about saving there's soil erosion, soil depletion.
Yes,
Looks like
yes,
that's
yes.
what that's about.
And so just let's go quickly. In every country, people are meeting him. See how many, in all countries he was in Europe. And it was the very difficult road. Prague, see how many people are meeting him. And so he went through everything. No, so what can I do if you don't have sound? Look how many people are meeting him. So this is our spiritual development. This is our spiritual dimension. It's nothing about God. It's nothing about when we will die. Right now is the perfect moment to do something what we can. He said that it's our responsibility for the future and for our children to give them what we have right now. Sorry for that. Okay, let's go to mental dimension. So we were physical dimension, spiritual dimension, and right now mental dimension. And most of our mental development and study discipline comes through formal education. But as soon we leave the external discipline of school, many of us let our minds simply atrophy because we don't do any more serious reading. We don't explore a new subject in the area of depth outside our action field. We don't think analytically, we don't write, we don't think critically, right? So, and what we are doing instead?
Watch television.
Exactly. Instead, we spend our time watching TV. Continuing surveys indicate that television is on in most homes some 35 to 45 hours a week. It's much time that many people put into jobs, more than most put into schools. The TV programs, Mr. Povey said, not me, powerfully influence us in very subtle and imperceptible ways. Let me repeat. The TV programs powerfully influence us in very subtle and very imperceptible ways. And in his family, they limit television watching to 1 hour per day, not because they studied and know how it's what's happening in homes when it's a lot of TV. And of course, some TVs, we need to be very selective. For example, what I showed you a movie. It's very influential. You can have classes through TV. But if just think for yourself what you are watching, what are you influencing in imperceptible ways? Exactly what you are watching. Also, instead of watching TV, let's look at some alternatives. What we are doing. Education, continuing education is a vital mental renewal. Mr. Covey again and again then saying, okay, if you don't want to continue in education to go, just start to read. Guys, he said we can go into the world's greatest minds. Isn't it beautiful? he is recommending starting with a goal of a book a month, then a book every 2 weeks, then a book a week. And he said that the person who doesn't read is no better off than the person who can't read. Really, what's the difference? But of course, we don't need to read some thrillers or horror or love story. It should be quality literature, such a great books, Harvard classics. It's extremely powerful and interesting, actually. At the comfort of your home, you can get a benefit of a liberal education, entertainment and council of history, greatest minds of the world. And it's all legitimate and serious classic, which was from Harvard University. So it's not just a collection of something that we can read on the internet. How's about autobiographies, National Geographics, and other publications that expand our cultural awareness? He's saying writing is another powerful way to sharpen your mental soul. And again, he's repeating all the time that our ideas should be clearly, specifically, and visually. So the first, do you want to add anything? Anyone would like to share?
I just heard today that writing clearly leads to speaking clearly.
Yes, Richard. Okay, so what we went through? We went through physical, spiritual, and mental dimensions, right? And all of them are our daily private victory. Can you imagine again how important to work on yourself? So 3 dimension on yourself, and of course social, emotional, it's only that dimension will be not private, or will be public victory. But if we are weak in these dimensions, our social, emotional dimension will be weak as well. And he is asking us to do 1 hour a day, every day, just 1 hour a day of your life for the rest of your life. And then that 1 hour should be physical, spiritual, and mental, and it's minimum. What a beautiful commitment. 1 hour a day for the rest of your life. Can we do that commitment? Right now, he's saying there is no other way you could spend an hour that would begin to compare with the daily private victory in terms of value and results. It will affect every decision, every relationship. It will greatly improve the quality, the effectiveness of everything. Even its depth and restfulness of your sleep. It will build the long-term physical, spiritual, mental strengths to enable you to handle difficult challenges in life. Very inspirational. I absolutely love to read it. Can we make this commitment right now? I'm for.
I'm probably going to miss it quite often.
Let's make commitment and let's try to do it. And remember, this is include physical, spiritual, and mental. So it's your Stephen, for example, half an hour walk. Then see what I'm doing for mental, what I'm doing for my spirituality. Write it down and do it. Okay, guys. Richard?
Oh, I think we have plenty of opportunities throughout the day to read something,
Right, right.
30 minutes to an hour. And on the iPhone with iBooks, it will
Yes.
actually congratulate you when you've reached a certain number of minutes of reading.
Yeah, right. Good adding. Okay, then let's go to the last dimension, the social emotional dimension. Then how I said that it's only our one dimension which we need to practice, and it's going to public victory. This is a good example. I couldn't miss it. For example, we have a problem, right, with someone. And let's practice habit number 4. Do I have a volunteer to read?
I'll read it. I can see that we're approaching this situation differently. Why don't we agree to communicate until we find a solution we can both feel good about? Would you be willing to do that?
What a beautiful approach, right? And Mr. Covey is saying that most people would be willing to say yes to that. Do you agree?
I took a picture.
It's beautiful. Yes, because I thought I cannot miss it. And this is our habit number 4. And this is habit number 5. Continue, Stephen.
Let me listen to you first.
Exactly. Habit number 5.
Success in habit 4, 5, and 6 is not primarily a matter of intellect. It's primarily a matter of emotion. It's highly related to our sense of personal security.
Because it's easy to pretend that nothing happened. But the calm and approach person, yes, we need to have a personal security. This is beautiful. Peace of mind comes when your life is in harmony with true principles and values, and in no other way. I know many people are looking for peace, right? I'm looking for peace. But the mistake of those people that they are looking from someone, I will get married and I will be in peace. I will get the job and I will be in peace. I will buy a house and I will be in peace. I will get a promotion and I will be in peace. It's everything is good, but everything is temporary. Your peace is inside of yourself. It's a beautiful news. I actually like it. We will go quickly through, but it is beautiful. So, of course, why we avoid the social interactions, because we are afraid of stress. We don't want to have stress. We have a lot of stress from social interaction. And this is Hans Silence, Hungarian endocrinologist. What he's saying, fascinating things. He's saying it's not stress that kills us. It's our reaction to it. Again, inside-out approach, right? But we have some stress and we start to blame someone else that he or she did it for us, right? No, it's our reaction. This is completely interesting. Stress is not necessarily something bad at all. It depends on how you take it. The stress is accelerating, creative, successful work is beneficial, while that of failure, humiliation, or infection is detrimental. So don't afraid stress. If it's in a short period of time, yes, I studied it 20 years ago, but I keep forgetting, of course. Stress for a short period of time, it's good. It's make you stronger. It strengthens your ability. But if we start to ruminate, if we start to add reaction, then it's become detrimental. Go to life and experience everything. And they teach your children. We don't need to protect them for everything. Then they become weak. We need to let them experience the stress and teach them only to handle them. So it's not, stress is not necessarily something bad. It depends on how you take it. And adopting the right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. So don't afraid anything. Go and explore the world. And this is the last one. A long, healthy, and happy life is the result of making contributions, of having meaningful projects that are personally exciting and contribute to and bless the lives of others. Yeah, this is deep. This is big. Anyone would like to share? Okay. Scripting others. Basically, Mr. Covey is saying that give positive feedback. He's saying that some people who are emotionally not stable, they need our positive feedback. So instead of looking for something negative and emphasize that, look for something positive and say it to people. Because there is some tendency, even good tendency, when you see something not good, you want to improve, that person would improve, but find something good and support the person or say it in a nice way. Yeah, this is what I personally need to work on it. And this is Goethe very interestingly said. He said, treat a man as he is and he will remain as he is. Treat a man as he can and should be, and he will become as he can and should be. Of course, it's a little bit more exaggerating because we are ourselves and we don't need to be influenced by others, but we are all influence each other. It's our life. We cannot step one step by not influencing others. And of course, if we will support the other people, they will feel better and they will get better. Anyone would like to share? Richard, you're smiling. Do you like this quote or not?
I do. I think it has a lot of value, although, as you said, also, we also need to be our own designer. So,
Yes.
but in the sense where you are also in a community or a family or a relationship, that it is also important to be interdependent with others.
Yeah. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So balancing renewal. The self-renewal process must include balance renewal in all 4 dimensions of our nature: the physical, spiritual, the mental, and the social emotional. So how you offered before, for example, read a book for 1 hour, it's wonderful. But preferably, if we would keep in mind that we need to renew balance all 4 dimensions of our nature. At least do something on Monday, the other dimension on Tuesday, the other dimension on Wednesday and Thursday. But preferably, if we will do at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes one dimension, 15 minutes the other dimension, 15 minutes the other dimension, no, half an hour physical, because 15 minutes for physical is not enough. And so what this is our dimensions. And I just wanted to put here, I think it's interesting because in organizational renewal process is absolutely the same. And if we don't pay attention on all 4 dimensions, Mr. Covey gave many very powerful examples. If you have business and you're interested in it, please listen, balance and renewal and habit number 7. You will learn a lot. I cannot put right now all those examples because we simply don't have time. But see, I put 4 not words, 4 terms. And let's put these terms where they belong. For example, economic terms, human relations, meaning through purpose, recognition, development, and use of talents. This is all related to the organizational renewal process. And this will be and now I will be able to move it. So where we will put economic terms? Into physical, mental, spiritual, or social, emotional. Where economic terms belong?
Physical?
Physical. Bingo. Okay. Meaning through purpose.
Spiritual.
Spiritual. Recognition and development. Use of talents.
Mental.
Yes. And if Mr. Covey said one of the dimension is missing, the business can be ruined. So if we are only economic terms and this is not important in our organization, it's a big problem. He said that some of organizations put too much attention only on human relationship. Of course, they become bankrupt. And the versa versa. I found it's very interesting. And talk synergy in renewal. So also very interesting. No, you remember synergy, everything should be work together. And how he put the synergy, it's just one example. It can be hundreds and hundreds of examples. So he's saying the more proactive you are, habit number 1, the more effectively you can exercise personal leadership. Correct? And management. Habit number 3 in your life. Correct? The more effectively you manage your life. Habit number 3, right? The more renewing activities you can do, and habit number 7. Because what? You can manage your life. So if you can manage your life, you have your schedule, you more effective in habit number 7. The more you seek first to understand, habit number 5, the more effectively you can go for synergistic win-win solution. So win-win and the synergy habit number 6. Do I have a volunteer to read?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Oh,
Thank you.
Your economic security does not lie in your job. It lies in your own power to produce, to think, to learn, to create, to adopt. That's true financial independence. It's not having wealth. It's having the power to produce wealth.
Beautiful. What do you think about it?
I've generally thought of my younger years as operating my life as if it were a business, and that every decision I made was to make my life more profitable, let's say, as the end goal of a business. And so career steps and goals were a matter of producing more income. And so it wasn't particularly tied to one employer. So if I saw another opportunity and I kept preparing to go to that next opportunity, and when it arrived, I would take it in order to produce more income.
Good example, very good example. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Yeah, I found this quote is very true and very powerful. And the last slide, it's the upward spiral. So Mr. Covey is saying, it's not enough just honest living. I will repeat, it's not enough just honest living. We need to live consciously. And this is about what the movie which I put to you guys. We need to live consciously. We are on this earth and we are responsible for everything that is around us. And to do that, it's Mr. Covey saying we need to regularly feasting on inspiring literature, thinking noble thoughts, live in harmony with your consciousness, participate in activities that benefit others, nature, animals. He's saying just as junk food and lack of exercise can ruin an athlete's condition, the negative, dark, egoistic, humiliating thoughts can ruin your consciousness. And the law of harvest is saying that we will always reap what we sow, no more, no less. And sometimes it can sound very rough because everybody does her best, everybody. So if we do our best, how did it happen that despite our best, we don't have results which we plan to? It means we did what we weren't aware. Simply again, do not need to be harsh on yourself. We always did what we thought is the best. So what's the exit from that? What is the solution? Read inspiring literature, educate yourself. Educate not only for your profession, but educate and approach everything where we have problems. So we have just a couple of minutes. Let's read. It's beautiful. Do I have a volunteer to read, please?
Sure, I can read.
Thank you.
Habit number 7, application suggestions. Make a list of activities that would help you keep in good physical shape, that would fit your lifestyle, and that you could enjoy over time.
We can do it. Make a list of activities. Thank you.
Number 2, select one of the activities and list it as a goal in your personal role area for the coming week. At the end of the week, evaluate your performance. If you didn't make your goal, was it because you subordinated it to a genuinely higher value, or did you fail to act with integrity to your values?
Everybody can do that, but we need to do it for a week and then evaluate our performance. Thank you.
Number 3, make a similar list of renewing activities in your spiritual and mental dimensions. In your social, emotional area, list relationships you would like to improve or specific circumstances which public victory would bring greater effectiveness. Select one item in each area to list as a goal for the week. Implement and evaluate.
Yeah, we can do it. We just need to do it. And
number 4 is commit to write down specific sharpen the saw activities in all 4 dimensions every week to go then and evaluate your performance and results.
Thank you, Jude. Well, guys, we can congratulate ourselves. We made it. It was a beautiful, beautiful journey. I thoroughly enjoyed. We definitely learned a lot. However, right now we need to practice. And we have all tools. If we don't do anything, it will be us. That's wonderful. Who else would like to share?
Well, it's on us. It's going to be private victory is hard.
Yes. Yes, Stephen.
Well, I'll continue reading and adding to what I know, what I've learned, and then, as I said before, making a list of daily tasks and habits that can help me improve or have more effective results.
Awesome. Awesome. And from my side, I started to practice 1 year ago when our first session, and I can tell you that I'm still working on it, and I won't stop until I will get to the results. And with the second session, I'm it helps me to remember, it reminds me the main key points, and I benefited tremendously from the second session, and I will continue to practice. I have PowerPoints, and it helping me. I like it whatever I need something, I'm going and I'm just looking through the pictures, and it's helping me to remember what I want to practice and what I need to put my attention. So if you would like to do that also, I put on our chat a lot of screenshots. Also, you can go through the presentations and make your own screenshots, make your own PowerPoint. It's very helpful. To me, it's very helpful. Well, guys, thank you so much. I do wish you all success which you plan for yourself. And I'm absolutely sure, just remember, you have everything, you have all tools necessary for your success. You are educated enough right now. Just start to practice. Join happiness team. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. It's an exceptionally well done presentation. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And great to meet you, Stephen, and some of the other folks that were on here that are not on here today. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you, Lena.